Hello, my fellow harmonicists and everybody interested in playing the harmonica. A few weeks ago I created an unboxing video for the Trochilus harmonica. And we have here the Trochilus Solo, which is like a regular chromatic harmonica, and the Trochilus Blues with the blue comb, which is tuned like a normal blues harmonica, but there are some added features with the slide. There were some observations with this particular one, the one with the yellow comb, the solo tuned one, and it raised a couple of questions because there were three things that occurred that I'd like to get back to now that I've played on it for a few weeks, and I've talked with a lot of people, some well known in the harmonica community, and the designer of this specific harmonica. The first observations in that earlier video were some questions on the air tightness of the first three blowholes versus which is almost completely airtight, which is a feast for every harmonica player, and which is what we want. That problem can easily be solved by improving the gaps of the reeds on those first three blow notes. And the second observation was one that has been mentioned before by other reviewers, and that is that there is an initial noticeable difference between the blow and the draw, especially in the first octave register. The solution for this issue is that it has something to do with how a chromatic harmonica player is used to playing on a valved harmonica. You're used to playing in a certain way, and we can call this embouchure, we can call this breath control, and it is possible on this harmonica to slightly adjust using breath control and just getting used to this instrument to balance it out more. Now, I haven't been trying to improve the gaps here yet. I will be opening it up in the future and adjust a couple of things. Now, this point of doing some adjustments yourself is a very important thing to consider. And being a guitarist, I compare it to guitars. For me, there is no guitar new out of the box that does not benefit from slight improvements. For me personally, I like a guitar to have extremely low action, which means that the strings are very close to the fretboard. Especially acoustic guitars do not come out of the box with, for me, perfect string action. So for me, when I were to buy a new guitar, I would calculate the cost of a setup by a professional, by a specialized professional. I would add that to the cost of the purchase, because I know no guitar from whatever renowned brand is to my specification and to my particular liking out of the box. And this is something I often hear within the harmonica community as well, that they sometimes are surprised that particular harmonicas, also from this brand and other brands, sometimes already, especially with diatonic harmonicas, that they're able to do overblowing techniques and advanced techniques on certain holes from out of the box. Everybody knows at this point in time that most factories don't go through the trouble of creating a harmonica that has all the requirements for very advanced techniques, and that they will have to do some work on it themselves or have it done by a specialist. So the airtightness, I'll check it. It doesn't even bother me at this time because I use it for practicing when I'm not at home mainly. And the volume difference, it doesn't bother me, and I adapt. Now, the third point in the original unboxing video that came up was that there's a significant volume difference in hole 4, which is a blow note C. So when I'm just blowing and just expanding the same amount of air from hole to hole, there will be a difference in hole 4. And you may notice it in the recording as well. The same thing will occur but much less noticeable in hole number 8. And that reveals a pattern. It's the so on a solo tuned chromatic harmonica, you have blow notes C, E, G, C, and that repeats itself: C, E, G, C, C, E. And you can notice that we have 2 C's in adjacent holes here and 2 C's in adjacent holes there. So the first C blow note is louder, and it's very noticeable in hole 4, and it's present but slightly less noticeable in hole number 8. I have to mention again that we're talking about the solo tuned yellow comb Trochilus, where this particular issue occurs. You will not have that issue on the blues tuned one, and I think also not on the pop tuned one. Only this one, the solo tuned one, and this has to do with physics. I spoke about this with the designer of this harmonica online, and with several other harmonica players that have experience with this harmonica, and they all confirm that it's some weird physics occurrence that happens in the case that the draw note, which is the case in hole 4 and hole number 8, when the draw note is a semitone lower than the blow note. Normally, in every hole, the draw note is higher than the blow note. Holes 1, 2, and 3 draw blow, the 4th hole. So only in hole 4 and then in hole number 8 is the draw note lower pitch than the blow note, and it's a semitone. And this is where the issue occurs, something to do with how this particular harmonica is designed. Something to be aware of, that it's not an issue or a fault with this particular instrument, but it occurs probably on all of them, and it has to do with physics. It has to do with that, with the really tiny, small design of how this harmonica is, and that there is a semitone on the draw in the same hole as the higher blow note. So there is no immediate solution for this. So on this instrument, it's a feature that you have to be aware of when you buy it, and that we have to deal with when we play it. So do you want to deal with that? that's a question you will have to answer for yourself, because when you buy it, you get that feature for free. Or there are a couple of solutions possible to counter this issue, and one of them is that, for instance, the company would do some counter engineering to discover how to solve this issue so that it does not occur. I wouldn't know how to go about that, but maybe somebody with real technical insight would have some ideas. In the community, it came up that we could put valves on, especially in that hole, or half of a valve, which is called half valving, and that would solve the issue. Now, this is something that I will be probably trying someday, but at this time, I'm not bothered by it, and I'll just keep on practicing on this instrument that I carry with me whenever I can when I'm not at home. Because when I'm at home, most of the time I'll just use whatever normal chromatic, because I'm really interested in chromatic harmonica as opposed to diatonic harmonicas. I practice the chromatic, that is my main focus, and I'll just use a valved one. I'll take the time to warm it up. It's sometimes slightly larger, most of the times much larger than this one. But this one goes with me when I leave the house, when I drive in my car. It's easy to handle with one hand. I'll practice melodies and coordinations, breath control, much breath control. Yeah, counter engineering. That would be great if somebody came up with a solution for this that would even make it better. How it's made, I like it a lot. The mouthpiece is perfect. It has a lot going for it, which leads to the conclusion that this, as a chromatic harmonica, wonderfully conceptualized, very well made, much aspects of airtightness by design, much about it to like. There's just this feature that cannot be helped from the factory at this moment, and what you as a player will have to realize and deal with when you buy this harmonica. So, will I be using it? Yes. Will I record on it? I have to say that the very famous, legendary harmonica player Brendan Power recorded his cover of a very well-known guitar solo on this instrument, but it seems like he customized it, and he is one of the world's best harmonica customizers. So he did something to it, and on that recording he used effects. So music is being recorded with this particular instrument to great effectiveness and very nice and well. I will wear it out if that's even possible for this one. Maybe it will outlast me. I may put some valves in, see what happens. Would I replace the exact same one? Would I spend that money on this one? I would say probably yes, because of what it's got going for it and all its pluses. But there are options, especially in that price range. I would prefer this harmonica to be slightly cheaper, but that's about all I have to complain about as far as that's concerned right now. So there you have it. You have to make your own informed decisions. Bye-bye.